Easy to play, but very fun and cool and unique character concept. So, meet Barbarian Warlock. Shout out to D4 for this build, I saw it on his channel, he made this build for D&D, and that's my version for BG3. So, spot the king here, let's go and show you this beast in action, and then I will tell you how you can build this character by yourself. Barbarian Warlock sounds really cool and amazing right now. So, main pain points of this build: there will be no flashy smites for 1k damage and other stuff, but that's really fun to play anyway. So, let's see, we just can attack and start our fight normally. Easy peasy, just like that. And then when it's our turn, we enter in our rage, and at the first turn we can do something like that. We can go and make one attack on one dude. We can definitely do one more attack on another dude, or on the same, and one more attack. Just like that. Of course, we can do one more attack. Anytime we are missing, we can use our reckless attack to do even more damage. That's crazy part, so we can do around 4 attacks in one turn. That's crazy. There probably will be fixes and we will have only 3 attacks, but this build will still work and it's really fun. And again, it's easy to play. You don't have a lot of options, but you can have unique way to play. Just look at that. First of all, when we're trying to run away, we force enemies to attack us, and they will be inflicted with some damage. Because we got armor for getters right now on ourselves, just look at that, we're trying to run away, we're getting 2 misses. Sadly, we need at least 1 hit from this enemy. Please hit us. He missed 2, but that's okay. We can use our dash as bonus action with this build, so we're using dash as bonus action. And we can dash on some stairs or on boxes. We just need to have some height against our enemies, and now we can use diving strike to dive on our enemies. And yeah, we can use all our skills to make some critical hits to have advantage, and basically with this dash we can do it a lot more times. So we can use 2 dash and diving strikes in one turn. That's really fun and cool and engaging way to play. You just jump on your enemies, destroy them easily. And that's cool way to do this stuff. So we got hit again, we're doing 15 damage in reaction without any slots, so it's not reaction. He trying to attack again. He hit us, he getting 15 damage again, one more time. And he's dead, just like that. But that's not the craziest part, of course. Craziest part is that we can use dash as bonus action right now and run as much as we like while we're getting these bonus health points. Every time someone attacks us, they will be inflicted with damage, and when we dash after we lose all our bonus health pool, we will get more temporary hit points. Because we get aspect of the stallion, so that's crazy part. Of course, we can use some stuff to make critical hits, paralyze our targets, then do these critical hits again and again, 100% hit chance. Just crazy stuff, very cool character concept in my opinion. So how we can build him? So you want to start as Barbarian always to get this proficiency in light, medium armor, shields and all weapons, because you will use a lot of weapons. Honestly, you don't need proficiency in weapons, but for first levels it will be okay. So after starting with Barbarian, you want to check your abilities. So your abilities for this build will be something like that. You want to focus on dexterity and on charisma. In my opinion, again, it's a little bit different than what D4 suggests in D&D, because he making build for level 20 character. I'm making for Baldur's Gate 3 level 12 character build. So when you start in, it will be your starting stats if you have ability to gain some strength. So it's kind of respec build. When you're respecing on later levels, when you get some items that will give you strength. On the early levels, you want to focus on strength instead of charisma before you hit higher levels Warlock. So you want to start maybe like this, so 16 strength, 10 charisma, and then switch to charisma. You don't need strength at all with this build. From level 4, I guess from level 4. So level 1 just like that. Let's go to level 2. Level 2 you instantly add in your class and you switch into Warlock, of course. With Warlock, only cantrip you want and you wish to have is Eldritch Blast actually. You can have Bone Chill in case you're facing undeaths, because you will inflict disadvantage on attack rolls to them. That's nice cantrip against undeaths, but Eldritch Blast is your bread and butter for early levels of Warlock. For your subclass you want to have the Great Old One subclass to get this ability to frighten your enemies when you critical hit someone. Another good choice can be the Fiend. It can be good choice because you will have temporary hit points when you killing targets, and with this build you will have a lot of temporary hit points, so it's kinda nice additional health pool for the build. But I prefer Great Old One for this build. So for our spells, we got problem when we want to build Barbarian Warlock, because cool Warlock spells will require you concentration, like Hex spell require concentration, some other spells too. So our spell of choice is Armor of Agathos, because it requires no concentration, it gives you additional health points, so you don't need higher constitution score when you started out as Barbarian. And you do damage when enemies trying to attack you, so it's like additional damage each turn. Very cool stuff to have. And require no concentration, so when you pick spells that require no concentration, most of the time you will use all spell slots just for Armor of Agathos. That's why this build is really easy to play. So another cool spells from early levels can be something like Arms of Hadar, but again, you will use Armor of Agathos most of the time. It's most of the time better than Arms of Hadar. So you continue this build as Warlock. To hit level 5 Warlock as soon as possible, it will be at level 6, so you're losing level 5 power spike, but you're very good at level 6. So our spells doesn't matter actually, you're not using anything besides Armor of Agathos. That's why with Eldritch Invocations you want to have Agonizing Blast and Repelling Blast. So basic Eldritch Invocations to increase power of your Eldritch Blast, to add your Charisma modifier to damage it deals. And basically you will use it when you need some range attack. So for melee attacks you use your weapon, and then you're using your Eldritch Blast. But honestly at these levels you can even play as Warlock if you're starting with high Charisma stat. So now you're hitting character level 4 with Warlock level 3. With this level you get Pact, so you're picking Pact of the Blade. Pact of the Blade will give you ability to bind your weapon and make it pact weapon, and this weapon will be using your Charisma modifier. So that's the point where in the game when you want to respect your character and get your Charisma up to 16 right now. Our spells of choice at this level can be Misty Step to reposition ourselves, and that's it. Basically we don't need any spells because most of the spells will require concentration from level 2, so we continue our journey as Warlock to Warlock level 4. Warlock level 4 we will get in some cantrips, so you can use Minor Illusion just for fun, for some exploration, for some like deception stuff. Spells again doesn't matter, you don't have any good new spells. Our feats, so feat of choice can be basic ability improvement, just add to Charisma, it will give you more hit chance, it will give you more damage to your weapon, just easy, straightforward feat. But you can have a feat like Sentinel to make opportunity attacks on enemies and do even more damage. You can have nice pull arm master feat. It will give you ability to attack with the back of your weapon. It will give you ability to attack with opportunity attack when enemies coming into range. So it can be useful too, but it only works when you're using like big weapons like Trident, Glaive, Halberd, Quarterstaff, something like that. That's why another good feat of choice can be Great Weapon Master. So Great Weapon Master can be turned off and turned on, and when it turned on you will get -5 penalty to attack rolls, but you will get 10 flat damage, and that's big damage at these levels. And additionally, when you land in critical hit or kill an enemy with your weapon, you can make another weapon attack with bonus action. That's cool stuff to have. So very nice feat to have, let's stick with it. And let's get to Warlock level 5. So Warlock level 5, getting this class feature depending on our deepened pact. On our pact, and when you pick in this Pact of the Blade, you will get extra attack. So extra attack, got what spell to pick from level 3. It can be a remove curse. We're not using spells from level 3 either, most of them require concentration, so we don't care. Eldritch Invocation can be Devil's Sight, just to see in magical and non-magical darkness. It can be useful in the game. Other spells, we don't care too much about them, they're not useful. And just like that, we can finish our journey as Warlock, because when you continue your journey, you get in some cool stuff, but you already got these spells of level 3, so we don't need to continue as Warlock. Instead, we're switching to Barbarian, and from level 7 character on level 2 Barbarian, we get this Reckless Attack. So now we can have advantage on attack rolls. That's when we're finishing kinda our build at level 7, because now we got lower chances to hit with Great Weapon Master with -5 penalty to attack rolls, but now we can have advantage and basically kinda remove this penalty. Then we basically continuing as Barbarian, and we got different subclass choices at Barbarian level 3. So we got Wild Heart, Berserker and Wild Magic. Berserker will work, it's just nice class and pretty easy, straightforward. But our class is too easy right now, that's why we don't want to pick Berserker. Wild Magic can work, it's fun, you just turn your rage and you get random effects, so it's fun to play. Basically, if you want to have some fun, random fun, go with Wild Magic. But for this build, I recommend going with Wild Heart, and Wild Heart will give us ability to pick Bestial Heart. So for Bestial Heart, for starting at these levels, I recommend sticking with Tiger. It's strong one, but Eagle is nice too to get this Diving Strike. So Diving Strike, you'll see in the beginning of this video, you can basically dive on enemies from the height. You make them prone and you will have advantage on attacks. Again, it stacks really good with Great Weapon Master all-in, so works like very beautiful, like clock. And we continue our journey as Barbarian basically. And we almost want to finish as Barbarian. So on our way as Barbarian, we're getting additional feats. For feats, we can pick all of the above that was mentioned, like Sentinel, like Polearm Master, it will work. Or you can go with basic ability improvement, get Charisma higher, to have higher hit chance, it works really nice too. So, level 5 Barbarian, getting extra attack, that's the point, level 10 of character, where you get 3 attacks in one turn, really crazy stuff. Level 11 we got level 6 Barbarian, and now we can have Animal Aspect. So, Animal Aspect for this build will be Stallion, because every time you dashing with bonus action as Eagle Heart, you gaining temporary hit points equal to twice our Barbarian level, so we got another like 12 hit points, really nice addition to our build. So another choices can be something like Elk to give you and your allies additional movement speed, you will run a lot with this build, so this will work too. And when you're finishing at level 12, you get different options, so you can finish as Barbarian and get this Feral Instinct, you will get +3 to initiative, so you won't be surprised. You won't be surprised too much in this game anyway, so we don't care too much about this, but +3 to initiative is not bad. You can finish as Warlock, just to get higher level Warlock, or you can do some cool, smart stuff, and at level 12 you get 1 level in Fighter. 1 level in Fighter will give you fighting style, and you just pick a Great Weapon Fighting. This will basically give your weapon more damage when you're rolling for damage with big weapons, with great two-handed weapons. Or you can go and pick Dueling. So when you're wielding melee weapon that is not two-handed or versatile in one hand and no weapon in other, you deal additional 2 damage with that weapon. So that's can be your feat of choice if you're using something like Mace. Or you can even pick Defense to have higher armor class, so it will make you like frontline tank that is more protected than before. Very cool stuff. And I guess last but not least for this build, what weapons, what armors we want to choose. So I showed in the beginning how to play this build with these weapons. So we use something like Handmaiden's Mace. You can find it again in Google where to find these items. You will find them in the game. That's really nice mace to have with this build because we are lowering our strength. We dump in with strength with this build. Again, I'm reminding you, if we take this off, we got only 11 strength. And we got only 8 base, 11 with bonuses from my playthrough. Doesn't matter too much, it's just for showcase. But with this mace it will be always flat 18. Why we need higher strength? Because we can jump for more distance. Jumping for more distance means we can like travel little distance over here on the stairs and then jump for higher distance with our diving strike from our Eagle Rage, very cool stuff. And basically strong mace will work nicely. Of course you want to use bind packed weapon with it, so you bind it and this mace instead of your strength will use your charisma modifier, and all damage attacks will be magical, so enemies won't be resistant to bludgeoning damage, very cool stuff too. And with this build you want to use armor, and that's why Legacy of the Masters gloves, very nice gloves, gaining +2 bonus to attack damage rolls with our weapon, very strong one. Yuan T-Scale Mail can be found in Act 2, really fast. You add in your full dexterity modifier to armor class, and it's 15 armor class, so we got 16 dexterity, so our AC without anything is 20, very nice 10k AC. We're finishing this build with any shield with +3 armor class. And our head of choice can be something like Birthright, and we will get around 20 charisma with doing stuff like this. So that's, in my opinion, very cool, very strong, and very interesting build to play while being really like easy to play. Basically, all you have is like 2-3 skills on the panel, so you can play it like this, and it will be enough for you to play all the build. And all you need to think in the fights like about positioning. Should I be maybe over here so I'm able to jump on my enemy, make him prone, then do a lot of attacks, maybe make them attack ourselves. If we are in the bad position, we still can use Eldritch Blast from bad position. Very cool, fun, interesting build to play. And as you can see, even these stairs is okay for us to jump with Eagle Jump, with Reckless Attack to make critical strike. So we can do it many times in one turn. That's really cool, fun way to play. Don't forget to check your passives, that Great Weapon Master Lin is turned on, so you can do more attacks that will do even more damage. And don't forget to pick best weapon for this build. So if you're using Great Weapon Master Lin, you can't use this Handmaiden Mace, of course, because it's not working with this stuff, you're not getting this +10 bonus damage. So another good weapons that can work with this build is basically Nirvana. It's easy to get from the start of Act 3. Very nice big trident, and it's two-handed, very cool. Or my favorite late game item, Sword of Chaos. On hit you're regaining from 1 to 6 hit points, you're doing crazy damage, so very strong stuff, and that's why you need to think about combining these like feats with this build, with your weapons of choice. That's making like this build playing a lot more interesting and fun. So I hope you enjoyed this build, have a nice time playing Baldur's Gate 3, and see you in the next videos, guys.